Soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. You cheated with this lame since 2022. You cheated with numerous others before that. You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them.
For years, Remy Ma and Papoose were the definition of hip-hop royalty. Black love goals for real. He held her down while she did a 6-year bid like he was trying to earn a halo. When she came home, it looked like their loyalty was unbreakable. Like a mixtape full of nothing but love tracks. But now, that fairy tale is in flames.
We have been texting back and forth and stuff like that. But he's really he's not hard to read, but he's very private throughout the text. And so I just want to talk to you in person. So when we talked in person, that's when I was like, dang, I kind of like this dude. And he just was so kind, so nice. And I think we had a conversation before, do bad boys, the good boys. I like a good guy. Don't be all that nonchalant, you the prize. Get the hell away.
The internet's on fire because Papoose didn't just file for divorce. He dropped straight-up receipts. We're talking court papers, screenshots, full-blown expose mode. And here's the wild part. He's not just accusing Remy of stepping out with a man, he's saying she was creeping with another woman in their house while their daughter was in the next room. Just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, boom! He tossed another grenade. Papoose claims he ghost wrote 90% of Remy's bars. Yep, that Remy Ma, the Bronx battle queen who spit fire like she was born with a mic in her hand. If that's real, then we're not just dealing with betrayal.
We just sit and chill, eat and watching Michael B. Jordan. That movie Sin is it. When the love is genuine, you can tell it's a different feel. Babyface was right on that song. She got that whipping pill.
Whoa!
Stole her heart like a ball player. I be getting steals, and I pay for it in full. We don't split the bill. This ain't that fake vibe that you used to. Real. I'm so allergic to fake people, I need some Benadryl. If we were slaves, y'all would be house in the field.
We're watching a whole legacy crumble. But Remy wasn't about to stay quiet. She clapped back hard on IG Live, loud and raw. She said Papoose ain't no saint, called him broke, petty, and more into his image than their child. She even said he pawned her jewelry. And get this, she claimed he ain't touched their bed in 3 years. According to her, she'd been ready to bounce, and he was just dragging it out.
Listen. I know what people care about. That man, he cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Unfortunately, not trying to be funny. I appreciate my fans and people that are actually my fans and that love me. You understand? But I don't care what people think. Can't nobody with a revolving door on a coochie tell me I'm for the streets. I've been with the same man. I was with the same man for almost 20 years. Can't nobody tell me I'm for the street and make me feel some type of way?
Now the whole world is locked in, watching the crash of what used to be the most solid love story in hip-hop. But this drama ain't just about who said what. It's about what led up to it. And spoiler alert, it starts with a young, undefeated, no-nonsense female boxer who chose to spill everything on the biggest radio show in the game. So what really made Remy drop the mommy mode, wrap up her hair, and go nuclear on live? Say hello to Claressa Shields, Olympic gold medalist, pro fighter, and depending on who you ask, Papoose's new flame. She showed up to the Breakfast Club calm, cool, and clearly ready for whatever. Claressa didn't even have to drop Remy's name. The timeline told the whole story loud and clear. When she casually said, "We fell asleep on the phone every night for 4 months straight, talked from sun up to sundown." That wasn't just tea, that was the kettle flipping over and boiling the whole kitchen. So let's take it back real quick. According to Claressa, she and Pap started talking early 2023. And no, she didn't just know him as Remy Ma's husband. She saw him as a sweet, respectful dude. The kind who took her out to eat in New York, FaceTimed her every night, and even talked about building a family. She said she's 30, ready to settle down. And Pap? Well, he claimed the marriage was over, just not on paper yet. And Claressa? She believed him. Why? 'Cause Pap was moving like a man who meant it. Consistent, honest, and showing up. And she made one thing clear. I'm not married, so I'm not the one who has to deal with that mess. But here's the real twist. Claressa wasn't creeping in the background or doing some low-key side chick thing. Nah, sis was present. Posting up, dropping soft launch selfies, and letting the world know she's been vibing with Pap since August. And the way she said it? Calm, unbothered, and solid. Like a woman who ain't got nothing to hide. And that right there, that's what lit the fire under Remy. The second Claressa's interview aired, the street started buzzing. People were saying Remy messed up a good one, calling Claressa the upgrade, whispering that maybe Remy was jealous or just washed out. And of course, Remy heard everything. Within hours, she hit IG Live with a full-blown explosion. Remy called Pap a liar, a manipulator, and said he let his new fling play house in her home. The one she paid for. She dragged the whole Black Love brand, saying it was never hers. It was his hustle. But here's the kicker.
Are you crazy? Can't nobody tell me, oh, you fumbled it. It's so funny watching people like, you had a good husband. He's only had one wife. The only person that can tell y'all if he's a good husband or not. And when he was, I told y'all that. I told y'all. When she was cool, when she was like, when it was what I thought it was, I kept it a bean.
Claressa didn't even say much, but just her presence cracked the illusion wide open. This wasn't just Remy losing her man. This was Remy losing control of the story. And in the world of hip-hop, where image runs the whole game, that hits harder than heartbreak. So when Remy went live again, whoo! It wasn't just about airing out drama. She emptied the whole closet. It started calm, like a woman tired of biting her tongue. But baby, the storm was coming. Remy revealed they hadn't shared a bed since May 2022. She said she tried to stay quiet for the sake of their daughter. But once the piece ended, it was game on. No more playing nice. She told everybody to do your own homework. That's when the gloves officially came off. She straight up accused Pap of using their marriage as a brand move, chasing clout off Black Love while refusing to sign the divorce papers.
Bad enough, you got my daughter's mom out here looking crazy because you refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole Black Love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see. They'll see. I seen one of these. She was like, she said there was others. Who are they? I want to know. Do your own homework.
According to Remy, she already had a lawyer last year. The documents were done, but Pap kept dragging it out. Why? Because he didn't have legal representation, and Remy wasn't shy about it. She said he couldn't afford one. She even made it clear she wasn't asking for a dime, no child support, no spousal support, no cars, no jewelry, except the ones he allegedly pawned. And yup, she said she went to the police. Why? Because her insured jewelry had vanished. Cartier, gone. And when people started clowning her for going to the cops, she clapped back hard. What would you do if someone ran off with your Cartier and you had proof it was yours? But Remy didn't stop there. She shaded Claressa without even saying her name, called her a downgrade, threw shots saying she was basically homeless before Pap picked her up, and accused him of letting that girl talk wild online with zero control. Remy said Pap was flipping the whole situation, trying to paint her as the bitter villain, when in reality, she'd been over it. She even offered to pay his lawyer just to wrap this divorce up and move on. But the part that really hit? She opened up about everything she did behind the scenes, looking out for his other kids, even when he had doubts about whether they were his. She paid bills, sent gifts from prison, and kept the family going while raising their daughter. That pain ran deep. This wasn't just rage, it was grief. She was mourning the image they built, the one they sold to the world, only to get trapped inside it. But right when people thought it couldn't get hotter, Pap came back swinging, nuclear. He jumped on IG Live with this cold, quiet rage, looking like a man done holding back. And his first words? "She brought up my daughter, so now I'm speaking." Pap claimed Remy hadn't let him see their kid in months. Said she was playing games with custody, making him look like an absent dad. Then came the real shocker.
Because the person that I married in 2008, that's not who this is now. Now he's a wife. Listen, this is what I would like. Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll pay for it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to pay for it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support.
He said he walked in and caught Remy in bed with another woman while their daughter was in the house. That same woman, he claimed she used to stay over at their place, a former inmate friend. And when he walked in late one night, the woman ran and Remy told him he was misunderstanding what he saw. According to Pap, this whole mess wasn't even about Remy being into women. That part, he said he wasn't judging. But what he couldn't deal with was the lies. Don't bash others for their lifestyle and then turn around and hide yours, he said. And just like that, he aimed straight for the crown. Yep, he went there, claimed 90% of Remy's bars, the punchlines, the flows, the whole vibe, came straight from his pen. He said he never asked for credit because that was his wife, and he wanted her to shine. But now that she's out here clowning his finances, he's pulling the pen back and showing receipts. Pap dropped draft emails of lyrics, said he built her whole post-prison comeback story from scratch. Even claimed he gave up pieces of his own love and hip-hop money just to help push her shine. But it didn't stop there. He let off another bomb. "She cheated on me with Easy the Block Captain," he said. And they didn't just hook up, they even went to therapy after. Remy told the therapist it was over, only to spin the block and go right back to him. And yeah, Remy later confirmed that one. Then Pap said it got even messier. He accused Remy of living a full-on double life, staying out all night, ducking questions about her location, and allegedly getting a secret apartment 40 minutes away, where she'd link up with whoever she wanted. But Pap said he stayed for their daughter. According to him, filing for divorce wasn't his first choice. He only did it after Remy pushed him over the edge. And then, boom, he dropped the deepest cut. He claimed she wasn't just done with him. She was done with men altogether. But the real betrayal, he said, was letting all this go down inside their home, with their child right there.
Somebody said, first of all, it's not about loving somebody, hating somebody, giving somebody, niggas got clout because of you. Listen, I know what I needed to do. There was no way. It's my house because I paid for it. All 1.3 million, whatever it was, I paid in cash with my name on it only. So yes, you understand? And if you're the one, I take care of the kid, I take care of it, so I stay here. You go, you move over here. You moved on, great.
According to Pap, it wasn't just infidelity, it was emotional damage. If she really cared about her daughter, he said, she wouldn't have brought her secret life under the same roof. Now this is where the fan base split wide open. Some said Pap was just a hurt man telling his truth. Others said he was using heavy words like bipolar and gay to weaponize pain and humiliate her. Either way, love was long gone. This question mark. This was full-on war. And how did the world find out that Pap finally filed for divorce? Not through courts, not through lawyers, not even TMZ. Nope, it hit the streets through a simple Instagram story. Because of course, hip-hop's most gut-wrenching breakup had to be announced like a Sunday brunch reservation. Pap dropped a screenshot of his court filing like it was a mic, a clean $325 receipt from the New Jersey Superior Court with a smug little caption, "If it was that easy, why hasn't she done it?" Then he hit it with the hashtag, #pump faking, shots fired. He kept it going with an explanation, saying the only reason he hadn't filed earlier was for their daughter's sake. He said, "She has to go to school while her parents act like adults." According to Pap, his goal was always to handle this quietly, with peace and respect. But then, he threw in one last nuke. Actions speak louder than lies. You just called me yesterday trying to get back with me, and I said no. Whew, that one had people spinning, because at this point, who's really telling the truth? See, Remy had been saying she filed the paperwork last year and was just waiting on his signature. But if Pap just submitted his now, people started side-eyeing the whole situation. Did Remy cap? Did her lawyer mess up? Or is Pap just out here playing the media game?
This is a person who will sit in front of you. She will post that live, and she'll say later, I didn't do that. I wasn't on live. You'll be sitting there like, huh? She will say something to you, and 10 minutes later say, I never said that. Everybody, and I don't want to talk bad about her, man. That's something that I never wanted to do. That's why when this took place, when she first got caught cheating with the lame, I brought it to her attention. With this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her.
The internet broke into two camps. Team Pap said he held back for the sake of his child and finally lost it when Remy dragged his name. Team Remy clapped back, saying Pap only filed because she finally stopped playing and he saw her bossing up and maybe got in his feelings watching her move on. And Claressa? She wasn't staying quiet either. The minute that filing hit the internet, she jumped in with a message aimed straight at Remy. "Sign those papers, sis." Bold. But even with that court stamp barely dry, Remy wasn't backing down. She jumped right back online with fresh receipts, text messages showing Pap hitting her up from Africa, trying to chat about the weather, sending videos of their daughter like nothing ever happened. Then she posted a direct shot to Claressa on IG stories. If you just turned 30 and allegedly met someone 8 months ago, who's 47 years old, that I've known since you were 10. And he's got 4 biological kids and is now promising you a newborn while finally agreeing to a divorce. Maybe just sit this one out and stop speaking. Yeah, Remy cleared that. This ain't just a breakup, this is a whole soap opera in real time. Meanwhile, Papoose went live throwing out some wild accusations, saying Remy was having lesbian threesomes with their daughter nearby and calling him a ghostwriter just to tear him down. This ain't no regular divorce. This is scorched earth. And stuck in the middle of all this chaos, a 6-year-old little girl who never asked for any of it. Imagine what she's dealing with right now. Let's be real though. Remy and Pap weren't just lovers. They were a brand. The Black Love Blueprint. The fairy tale everyone posted, praised, and bought into. Every red carpet, Pap was there, supporting her, smiling like a proud king, hyping her up like her personal manager. He stood by her through a prison bid, wrote her letters, even got her a skeleton key. But now, all that love is being weaponized. Every sweet memory turned into ammo. Pap saying he wrote her raps, that she's been faking who she really is, that she's keeping him from seeing their child. And Remy firing back, saying he couldn't even afford the divorce until she offered to cover it. It's like watching a love song play backwards. And with each bar, it just gets darker and colder. That black love image, might as well toss it in the trash. 'Cause whether they truly loved each other or not, the truth is, they sold that love. On stages, in interviews, on reality shows. They packaged it up and made it a product. Now the packaging is ripped open, and the public wants their refund. What we're left with is a woman claiming she held it down all alone, a man claiming she owes him everything, and a little girl caught in the wreckage, while her parents' mess plays out in real time, time-stamped and shared like content. So here's the question. What happens when a relationship turns into a war zone? When two people stop building and start destroying publicly? When love turns into content and the lies get marketed like mixtapes? Now I gotta ask y'all, did Remy really cheat with a woman while her daughter was in the next room? Or is Pap spinning the story to hurt her image? If he really ghost wrote her hottest bars, should he have stayed silent? Or was he right to speak out now? And most importantly, was black love between them ever real? Or was it all just a brand from the jump? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives just like this one. And trust, the next story, it's gonna be even wilder. See you in the next one.